Hey.
God. Yeah, fuse blew. Just, oh god. The second it happened, I was stressing so bad because the lights were still on. My screen's turned off. My computer turned off. And I was like, my computer, no! I died a little inside.
It would have been. You don't have like a storm going on or anything, do you? Right
No,
now?
no. We think because we don't use the dishwasher much, it was probably that, but fuck knows. Anyway.
I've had it happen. By the way, Mosey will be right back.
Ah, okay. Right,
That's what he said just a second ago.
I'm gonna go toilet very quickly then. Beh.
Okay. We're all here?
No.
No, Lee got back
Oh
and
my
then he just went to
God.
the toilet.
No.
It's great. He got back, explained the situation, but he was like, right, we all good now? We're like, no, Muzzy literally just said, be right back. And then he was like, well, I'm going to go to the toilet then. And as that moment happened, a couple of minutes, well, half a minute later, you came
Not
back.
like-
Like,
I don't even think it was that long. I think it was like maybe 15 seconds.
oh, yeah, 15, yeah.
It's quick.
Yeah, yeah, fucking hilarious.
Boom, boom, boom. Hello.
And speaking of the boy, here he is.
I am always. Like the
15
devil.
seconds after you left, Lee, Mozzie got back, like, so, yeah, we ready to go?
Oh god.
And we're like, Lee just went to the toilet.
My toilet is literally right next door. So it takes me no time.
Yeah, I was going to say, the joy of having a bathroom next to your room, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, same applies for me, man.
God damn it. I was writing the he was taking what spot in watch on a notepad, and because I didn't save it obviously. It was Carrick and was it Carrick? No, you were second or
First
third.
watch. Yeah, I'm second or
First
third.
off, Alfear and Brick.
Yes. And then Brick wanted to do the second. Sol was on the third, and Varnex was on the second. So that's uno, dos, tres. Yep.
And Carrick is on 2 and 3, right?
The watch is this, I believe.
Yes.
Well, no. Is everybody here?
Yeah.
Nice. Then we shall continue. Hopefully my electric does not go poof again. So, yeah, the thing with armor. Does anyone have medium or heavy armor on?
Me.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got chainmail.
So during a rest, it's a rule I rarely use, but I feel like I should be paying more attention to these things when people are resting, because it makes sense. Will you be wearing it? Because if you do, you suffer plausibly a point of exhaustion for doing so, because it's uncomfortable. You have a heavy thing on you.
For the sake of resting, Garrick will take it off for the time being until we move.
So your AC is temporarily 10 plus your dex. Which, okay, I'm going to quickly go on a tangent. Firstly, Jeff, have you had to deal with the new token system?
I don't like it. I hate it so
I
much.
fucking hate it so bad.
I hate it. It's terrible.
Like, right now, if I want to edit Carrick's armor, I have to edit his permanent armor to make it anything else.
Yep.
I have to go into his sheet and fuck
it's
around.
terrible.
That's so dumb. So dumb.
They also removed it. They also, like, if the player puts in an image on their tokens now, you can't drag out that token.
Really?
Like, you can't drag out the character, do the token settings. They have to send you the token now. So you have to be the person to upload it, because it won't drag out their character image as a token.
Oh.
Just do. Yeah, it's terrible.
Like, If it was, firstly, the fact that you don't have a custom compendium is the thing I want more than anything. Because obviously I'm a big old homebrewer, but that's fine because it's a lot to do. But why are they fucking with something that works? Why? Why?
I don't know. The only thing they first they did the dark mode, which was I was initially excited
Yeah,
about, but I think it looks terrible
it does. It makes
because
everything
everything
look
is
gross.
like everything's muted. But like all my other apps, everything I do is dark mode because I love the white on black versus, but Roll 20 does poorly, and then they come out with the token stuff. It's just not good.
It just, I love this for what it is. It's simple, but it has things that make life so much easier instead of playing it like hand and pen. But fuck me, they are going in the wrong direction. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ditch that tangent now because, oh my god. Just, it's so much soul imbibing pain. Anyway, temporarily your AC is 15 because it will be 10 plus your dex. That's the rules I'm going to deal with.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
Jesus,
do you want me to do?
Your AC, you have a 20 dex?
No, 19.
Or do you have
No, you have a 20 dex.
Wait, do I?
You have a 20 dex.
Oh, I thought you meant my arm class.
No.
I don't know why my mind.
No.
Yes, Jeff. Yeah, I have 20 dex.
Yeah, when I take my armor off, I'm even stronger. So yeah, anyone that is resting for the first watch, place yourself wherever you are considering yourselves to be asleep. Because currently Halfir and Brick are the only two awake. Brick is going to sit by the stream and attempt to catch something, if plausible.
During my watch, I'll be switching out some of my prepared spells.
Okay. So, would you and Brick make me a perception check, please, as you go through your watch?
Yeah, I think I did at least.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot,
Double
very good.
eights.
Oh,
So as you're focusing and you're thinking of what spells to focus on, you get a little bit distracted here and there as every now and again you just kind of hear this like very quiet like grunt from Brick or from someone sleeping, or you hear the sounds of splashing water, and your focus is slightly divided. But the watch goes very much unimpeded. At worst, you, while focusing and kind of looking around every now and again, the dripping of water quietens down to like one drip every like minute or so. As you're sat there just concentrating, you feel this strange confluence of energy, this gathering of power all around you. It feels as if it's passing by you and moving forward. And for a visual, kind of goes in that kind of weird arc. Goes from the stream, kind of flows in its own winding patterns from behind you and from the beginning of the stream. There's no visual you feel, but you can feel the general direction of it, it's like air passing by you. No one else seems to notice it though. Is there anything you want to do, or is that your watch good and done?
that's my watch good and done for now.
Okay. So your watch is over. Brick remains, continue to look at the water, trying to glean any semblance of life, but at this point he's literally just staring at his own reflection for the hell of it. So Carrick, you are awoken, as well as you, Varnix, for your watches. Would you make me a perception check, please?
I got that.
Aye, Capitan.
Capitan.
Brick is
Perception.
14. Not bad. So it's you, I assume, are sat by the fire?
Yeah, I'm gonna sit next to the fire, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of maintenance on my on my gear to see if anything's chipped and all that, and just maintain
Which
it.
is ended. Yeah. So as you sit by and just kind of get something to like sharpen the edges and the blade and whatnot, you'll watch for the most part as you start it up and you look around. You get kind of bored. There's nothing really to do. The others are quietly sleeping behind you. You begin to sharpen the blade, scraping it along either a whetstone or rock or any tool that you happen to have on your person. It's up to you. There's this sound of dripping coming from ahead of you, from the same place noted earlier with the red lines.
Yeah.
That seems to be relatively consistent. And you're kind of like smoothing away, and you look up, you see the liquid trickling down, and then you see this like big glob of water just hit the top of the mushroom-like thing in front of you, and it seems to like slide off the side and hit the ground. You notice as it hits the ground, it looks flat, but there is sort of a shape over it, a very fine one, that looks like the water is kind of moved more toward the center. It's formed a sort of mound almost. It's barely noticeable unless you're intending to watch it for enough time. The water seems to remain in that semi-mound-like shape for a couple of seconds, and then slowly flattens itself down. You notice as well the water has taken on a slight colourful property of the mushroom it landed on, and it has this slight kind of brightish blue coloration to it before it slowly sinks into the earth over the next couple of minutes. Brick, just behind you, is currently like hands to the back of his head, looking down into the water, just looking across it, seeing as the stream still flowing goes by. He looks off into the distance. Varnix, what are you doing with your watch?
Keeping an eye out for anything that occurs, listening out for any irregular sounds.
Mm-hmm. So as you're looking around for anything other than the sudden large like splatterings of water here and there's nothing that really is alerting to you. It seems very, very quiet. You choose watch 3, technically, goes also very unimpeded. And as you, Varnix, return to bed and bring Sol out for his, Sol and Carrick, could you two make me perception checks? No, it does not. Don't ignore any. It's not related to the roll. Don't worry about that. Someone sent a message. Just stuff like, no, your 20's not good enough. Do better.
It's my turn now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Carrick, as you've been up long enough at this point to see the water dripping down long enough, you kind of got your hands in front of the fire. There's not really any cold or heat in here. The smell is very damp, and it's a little bit whelming for the nose. But you notice as the water that's splattering on the mushrooms has formed a sort of pool underneath it. It doesn't seem to be shrinking down. You kind of take a moment to look around, just casually, and then return to the fire for a bit. And then there's this large splattering of water that hits over the mushroom and leaves another larger puddle. You notice as it kind of knocks you out of this temporary reprieve, you look up for a moment, just a little bit, maybe irritable, and you look around, you kind of have to squint for a moment as the next globule kind of drops down and splatters against the mushroom. Before it lands, you see that there is multiple specks of what look to be empty pockets inside of the water, that as it's falling down and then finally hits the mushroom, as you see it hit, you're now noticing that it's not splashing against the mushroom, it's landing against it and separating. And as it hits the ground and connects with the puddle that is now getting wider and wider out, covering pretty much the entirety of this area, there's something that kind of throws you off about it. As you look at it, you kind of have to squint for a minute. Every now and then it seems to be moving, and it's not spreading out further, it's pulling itself together closer and closer, very subtly over a couple of minutes of time. And then you see that it seems to grow up and around the mushroom. And if you were not paying such close attention, either out of boredom or concern, you would have barely noticed it. But you notice as this layer of what looks to be water covers the entirety of the mushroom. What do you want to do? If anything.
I'm going to still keep eye contact with it, but very subtly move my foot at a point of where I've got my ankle facing Sol, and just pivot my foot quite hard to just give him like a little bit of a flick.
So, long story short, you're alerting Sol?
Yep, and before he has reaction to just suddenly say anything quite loud, I'm going to put my hand across his mouth.
Okay. So you give him a very quick, kick, and then cover his mouth. You notice as he starts to make the muffled noises, that now that you're paying attention to the liquid, you're kind of looking it over, you notice it stops. Just before it would get to the bulb, to the roof of the mushroom. It seems to react to your sound. What do you do?
I'm gonna have the corner of my eye looking at Sol and see if he has his attention turned to me. Move my hand slowly from his mouth. Put one finger up as in to be like quiet, and then use that same finger to turn my hand and point in front of him.
As you look forward, you can see a large pool of water beneath the mushrooms, but nothing beyond that. It doesn't look like anything out of place.
I mean,
A.
we
Yeah.
can use this.
So,
Well, you can, but I don't know you can use it.
Yeah, so you're going to hear in your head, yeah, what's up?
and suddenly he flails wildly and kicks up the fire. Big noises!
No, Garrick's just got to shake alert a little bit, but not audibly, just like a sort of like a shake up, and sort of like have a slightly turn his head at Sol, but not taking away his attention from the blob. I'm guessing I can reply back.
Yes, you can.
Right. Garrick will reply back in the mind and say, what I've just pointed out in front of you. It's that layer of liquid seems to be almost engulfing the mushroom. Since I've been awake, I've been noticing that this strange liquid has been forming and then falling flat and becoming a part of the wider surface of this liquid, which has been slowly rising up and engulfing the mushroom just straight in front of us. I've only somewhat noticed throughout my watch, due to the fact that I first eyed it across, which was the only odd noise that I've audibly been hearing that's been out of place. Keep quiet, because it seems to react to noises of the verbal variety.
Okay.
And it might be worth having your foot on a steadfast pivot to wake the others up, and we may need to get moving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Lee, at that point, are we done with the long rest?
Nope, not just yet. By this point, you're halfway through the last rest.
Okay. Well, if shit turns to worst, we can just, go back with the old thing.
Fair enough.
But it's almost time to wake them up, so let's just wait for a bit, be quiet, and yeah.
Of course, but it's just something, to bring your attention to, just in case. Worst case scenario, of course. I'm not going to react to it just yet, but it's something to be very wary of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can always, do this with them. Wake them up this way should be fun.
Of course.
Speak to them in the middle.
As long as they don't wake up yelling to try and fly.
I hope not. Lee, can I use this to to make them transfer images?
No. It's audible.
Okay.
So, as you keep your eyes on the poor mushroom in front of you, and spend the next, give or take, hour and a couple of minutes in silence, just looking around, keeping focused and ready, around about the 45-minute mark, you notice as the mushroom makes this weird sudden buoyant bounce on the head of it. The mushroom itself sinks down for a second and makes this little jump. Stays steadfast into the ground, but the head of it bounces for a second. And then as you guys are alerted for that moment and prepare for something, you then notice as it starts to break apart into a large puddle of water that then slowly inflates and inflates. And you notice it has this more sticky consistency as ye old favourite forms, the gelatinous cube.
Yeah, of course.
As it forms and inflates very slowly, you notice it just seems to sit there for a moment. And then it slowly slinks a little to the left. In the case of the map, upward. It's very slowly moving along the other mushrooms and collecting them within itself. And the second one of them is completely consumed by it. It slowly digests and destroys it.
Ooh.
As you guys are sat there watching, you notice it doesn't seem to pay you any mind, if it can even tell you're there at the moment. What do you guys want to do?
Connor, you're gonna hear oh shit in your head, of course, but
Yeah, Garrick's just gonna sit there and just fold his arms and just reply back in your head saying, "Did say it would be something to be wary on."
Mm-hmm. Well, let's just stay quiet and hope he doesn't, notice us.
So, as the last 10 minutes of the long rest go by, this thing slowly, like, hoovers its way across all of the mushrooms and starts just consuming it. You notice as its form, though statistically doesn't increase, it does seem to get more of a denser mass as it destroys the nutrients, minerals, everything. And as it consumes that, you notice its form sort of deflates very slowly as it's seemingly slowly sinking into the earth. And after around about a minute of its form sinking downward, being drained into the very core of whatever this place is, the last little speck disappears. Of course, the mushrooms are no longer there, though you do see these very tiny little bulbs that are poking their heads out very gently in the spaces where they've just consumed. What do you guys want to do?
That was the last 10 minutes of the long rest, right?
Mm-hmm. The creature
wake
hoovered them up,
everyone.
disappeared.
Yep, wake everyone the fuck up and we'll consider moving.
Should I wake them up telepathically and tell them to be quiet, or?
Well, for the time being, we're probably going to be noisy getting up anyway, so I'd say go about business as usual, but be aware. It's impossible to be entirely stealthy, especially for myself, and how being just fresh-faced from waking up, can't expect everyone to be full on, dead silent walkers now, can we?
So how
Okay.
are you going to wake everybody?
Well, Carrick will make the suggestion that Sol wakes everyone up while he'll stay out alert and look around whilst putting on his armour back on.
Okay. So as you spend the time putting your armour on, so you slowly wake everyone. The tent and the fire is put away and snuffed subsequently. You each can, of course, restore yourself to maximum everything.
Nice. Back to my full armour. Oh, I don't even have to do it.
Gotcha, boy.
Get your boy.
And as you all come to slowly, whether or not you guys tell them about the gelatinous cube.
As soon as they get up and we start to get ready to move, I will inform everyone that, not to alarm you and not to make you too paranoid, but, just so that you're aware and you're vigilant, we witnessed a giant gelatinous cube devouring mushrooms that were in front of our campfire before it disappeared into the ground. Well, after it disappeared into the ground before, you guys waking up. Yeah.
What would you all like to do now?
We had a long rest, right?
Yes, you have everything back.
Yeah, that's good.
Everything.
I will specify
I
you.
guess the question.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I guess the question is, do we continue exploring this place that we stumbled upon, or do we want to try going back and exiting the mountain?
Good point. Might be worth exploring here, or
Mhm.
if you guys reckon it's more worth going back up and to a cave that may be preoccupied by gobbos again. I don't mind.
Maybe
I
we
think
can
we should
find
keep going. Sorry, go.
Keep going through here.
Okay.
So, for the sake of a diplomacy, who's for continuing inward?
Me.
I honestly don't.
Me,
I will go with whatever. I'm just posting.
we may find another exit.
So that's 3-4 out of 4. So, for the sake of diplomacy, I assume that's a team vote.
Mm-hmm.
Just a moment. Make sure you all stay relatively close to me. Everyone will get a +10 to their stuff
A,
with as long as you're within 30 feet.
which let me give you a good old marker for that.
Nice look. What's up?
There you go. Can everyone see his secondary radius?
Mm-hmm.
So, if anyone's making a stealth check, make it now, please.
Yup.
+10 on top.
My Discord is absolutely.
Oof. Absolute ludicrous.
23, 17, 20.
It didn't add my +10. What the heck, man? Should have added my +10 to automatically.
That's fine.
Weird.
We know how it do.
Still 33, so it's fine.
So, at the moment, Varnex is the one that's making the most noise, and even then, that's like barely a scratch on the ground every minute. Barely. What are we all doing?
Boring, I guess.
Concentration on the spell. Who's kind of taking point, choosing direction?
I can always take points, maybe.
I shall follow your general go.
Bigger potential. Go.
Who's going first? Who's going to be the macho man?
I'm taking point. Characters taking point, and whoever wants to do whatever order they want to do, make yourselves known.
Yeah, I'm trying to stick close-ish to the center of the group just to make sure that I know it's 30 feet, so it's actually a pretty big radius, but I want to just make sure that I can continuously give everyone this pass without a trace.
Yes. Also, I did forget to do a brick, so let's have a look quick. Boop. 18.
He still has an 18.
Stealthy boy.
Oh, and that's good too, because he's a bugbear.
He's like,
If you can get the
He's-
jump on someone.
he's more moving gingerly. He still would be making sound in normal circumstances, but because of your spell, any sound he is currently making is basically muffled.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna jump over toward this rock and then wait for you to get closer.
Oh, what the heck? I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I actually see that?
Yes, you can. Stood beside the door at the moment is a small spherical creature. Metallic in nature, of course. It has these two tiny little, what look to be metal wings. Tons of, what looks to be two metallic twig-like arms and legs. but it's currently curled into a ball, sat in front of what looks to be a metallic door that's covered in runes.
There's some kind of metal creature guarding a door that points down in this direction.
Maybe it has something to do with the sphere.
Is the sphere metal? Is pentacore metal?
It has metallic aspects. There's a lot of strange. It looks like it's made by some kind of ore that's not natural to any places you've ever been. It's a bit tough to say what it's made out of, but it's definitely some kind of metal. As Brick gets around here, he gets his morning star ready and looks over toward it, turns back and looks toward all of you.
Oh, yeah, I forgot to mean.
So, as you all get into what I assume is visual range of it, on the door itself, let me just double check.
Lee,
Yes.
I remember this.
What? The little one?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. They're called Modra and Stefan.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And one or a different one?
They're the same type, but it's a different. For the sake of this, obviously, it's a different creature controlled by a different thing, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
There's also a bunch of different types of these like
Yeah.
Modrons. There's not only Modrons.
Modron, Duodrone, and stuff like that. I think.
Tridron,
Yeah.
Quadradron, like it's. I think it goes up to 8.
Mm.
I think it goes up to 8.
So as you guys get here, the pentacore in your hands or pocket, wherever you have it, illuminates with red for a moment. As it illuminates, the Modron seems to come to a semblance of life. It maneuvers its arms and legs so that it stands up. You see its little eye in the middle illuminates in red, as if it's been activated by proximity. And as it stands there, it's looking dead forward at the moment, which would be basically towards Halfir's knees. And as it stands too, it suddenly starts more like regurgitating the sound of someone's voice. It's kind of scratchy, almost like a modern day like recording from a very old source. Like, it sounds like it's someone speaking for a radio, for example. And you hear, "Welcome, O seeker or returner of he who is locked within. I am Precipice, one of the guardians of the eternal locks. Thank you for your interest in restoring the punished to society. Unfortunately, you must present the proof or device required to complete this mission, and then you must persuade the guardian within. I will inform you, should you not be an official member who was brought here, but still have one of the permissions, you will have to fight the guardian. I promise you a bad time."
Thanks, GLaDOS.
Do I? Does the phrase specifically like the punished ring anything in my memory or any knowledge I might have?
Make a history check.
+0. Let's go.
In before natural 20, go on.
Taking a second. There it is.
Not anything that's of importance. You could probably recall an infinite number of times you've ever heard someone say that, but nothing that feels like it's important to this scale. As the creature
Do we really want?
finishes
Go ahead.
as the creature finishes its text in common, it seems to start speaking in every other language until someone does something to stop it speaking.
It's an airport announcement.
Yes. It will literally. The fun part is, it seems to be the same person speaking as well in every language.
Yeah. Uh, do we really want? I mean, I don't know if that is the key it's talking about, but do we really want to face whatever guardian is behind this door?
Don't get me wrong. I love a good fight here and there, but it's going to sound weird. I don't really care to be fighting. I just want something to eat that isn't a ration.
Valnix, what do you think?
I have no clue what the hell is going on. Where did you get that thing?
Okay, if I take it out, we can go in, but since I'm not an official member, we're gonna have to fight the Guardian of whatever this is.
You know what that
What's
is?
the runes on the door?
No fucking clue. I don't know what secret kind of club this is, but all I know is that I have this, like the orb, and I haven't heard about any club.
As you raise the orb.
I don't.
Okay.
I just point in my bag.
Okay.
Can I attempt to examine the runes on the door?
Yeah.
So
Make an Arcana check or investigation. At the minute, it's hard to decipher the intent behind the runes. They look incredibly aged. Most runic writing you see these days has a more extravagant, like, method to it. Everything is, like, very over the top and powerful and yada yada. These look more like letters almost, but you can sense power behind them. So you associate them naturally with runes. As to what they mean or what they say, it's difficult to say. But I will give you for free, when you, and if you touch them, it does feel like they are etched into the door. But when you touch them as well, it feels like they're moving constantly. Like there's a static when you touch them.
Can I try and see the runes?
Arcana or investigation? At the minute, this, from the look of it, what you believe, it looks similar to the runic writing that you've seen on the pentacle, but there's a little bit of a difference to it, almost like similar to how we had, like, originally Sanskrit or whichever it was, and then it divulged into every other language. It seems a similar situation with that, where it's very old runic, and what's on the pentacle seems to be some kind of deviation of it. Some symbols look familiar, some look incredibly different. But what from what you can guess of it, it seems that it's just there for the sake of holding the door closed. It's making sure that while this door is here, nothing can pass it unless you prove the worth. It's just a really good lock.
Okay. So what do you guys say? You want to go in and fight this thing, or you want to just try our luck with the goblins? And because I'm pretty interested
we've already-
to go inside, but I can't make you all go with me.
I want to know as much as you do what's behind this door. The only problem is, I know we can kill goblins. I don't even know what this guardian is going to be.
You hear from the Modron in front of you. The Guardian. The Guardian is an entity held together by the natural elements surrounding us. It is there specifically to deter, let's put it nicely and say, the foolish who would wish to free the prisoner without proper proof of the sincerity. And then it starts repeating that in other languages.
Stop. Wait. Stop. You answer questions?
It's still going with the languages.
Oh my gosh. What is the prisoner?
The prisoner. That information is held solely for whomsoever might be willing to participate in either its freedom with proof or is an agent of myself. Starts speaking in other languages.
What is a membership proof?
It doesn't seem to answer that. It just seems to keep talking in other languages, relaying that information previous.
Am I a member?
Do you ask it or are you asking me?
I'm asking it.
That is not a question currently within our directory. Please ask a different one.
Fucking... Ugh.
Why is the punished being held?
Where's the what, sorry?
Why is the punished being held?
The punished is being held for some circumstances in which required the great throne of many universes to come together and hold it. Typically, it is because one universe is of such importance that others had to get involved. In my case, my universe, Precipice. We have judged the prisoner to have performed actions necessary to be held in a planar cage. The one you currently are standing at the door to. And then it starts other languages.
Eric's just going to be asked the very, very blunt question. Is there any other exit other than this door?
If you got into this establishment, I believe you know where the exit is.
Which Carrick at this point just scowls at the robot and just go, stupid fucking thing.
Actually, the Meldrone currently stood within... and then it stops. Seemingly as if there's a record scratch moment, and the Modrone kind of just teeters for a moment and then hits the ground as it seems to stop working for a second.
You broke it.
At least we can get some peace and quiet.
That peace and quiet comes at the cost of possible information.
But still, who said I broke it? Could have been the amount of questions you guys are asking it.
You guys hear a whirring sound from inside the machine. And then this little hatch at the back opens up, and you see on the inside of it there is a series of like wires and little pointed pieces on the inside of it, as well as enough space to fit quite specifically the pentacle. You also see a little bit of steam start to
It's up to you.
flitter out.
It's up to you. So
What would you like to do, Sol?
What would I like to do?
Okay.
I mean, I said my thing. What do you guys think we can take this thing on? Oh, can I ask the thing another question?
It is currently
It's
incapacitated.
Ah, fuck. I want to ask him if we
Carrick.
go in, we can go back out.
Long story short, yes.
Okay. I mean, we can peek inside and just, if we feel like this is way too much, we can just go back out and run, I guess.
As long as we don't lose that thing that you have, so we can come back to.
Don't worry, we're not going to lose it.
Well,
Carrick, Onyx.
yeah, I suppose we can come back.
Said the only way, the only other exit was through the portal we came in. So it's either forwards or back to the Hobgoblin Cave.
The Modrone
Well,
pushes itself.
assumingly, this isn't really an exit. It's an entrance to a jail.
The Modrone pushes itself back up onto 2 feet. You hear the hatch close behind it. The eye at the moment is just a basic black dot, and it kind of looks around up at each of you with a bit of curiosity. What are we doing?
Okay, so I'm taking it out.
Okay. As you
No, I'm just I'm saying that in
Oh,
character out loud and waiting for to see if anyone have any visible reaction.
so he pulls the pentacle out, ready. Is anyone stopping
You know
him?
what? I'm gonna roll a deception check, trying just to see how well I'm hiding what I'm really thinking.
Okay.
This is just gonna determine what you guys can see.
Hmm?
If you guys wanted to insight that, you could, but
So, if anyone wants to defer the, I would say, very subtle changes in Halfia's visage, you can make an insight. Elsewise, so what would you like to do with the pentacle?
Okay, I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to like pull it out and present it.
Okay. As you pull it out, as it seems to catch the light of the runes on the door, the pentacle glows bright red. And as it glows bright red, so do the runes on the door. As that glows, so does the Modrone as it returns to that question answering state. And you hear, "Ah, we have a member, or possibly a thief. Either way, I shall open for you the door. Good luck in the trial. Oh, and a very small tip, just in case you are a thief and a liar. Good luck, because he's going to smash you, and it's going to be great. Anyway, this Modrone's going to self-destruct now. Goodbye."
No.
Then it's not wide enough to hurt any of you, but the thing explodes into a ton of very tiny, fragile little pieces that hit the walls. As the door in front of you is covered in runes, they slowly fizzle away and seem to have this like acidic effect on the door as it burns pieces of the door away. And as you look inside, you look ahead. I'm gonna copy all your tokens over real quick.
Wait, did Soul lose his pentacore there?
No,
Or no?
no.
Okay.
He just revealed it, and then yeah, the poor critter exploded.
Alfier is actually kind of giggling at the explosion as well. He's nervously giggling as he's watching what's going on.
So, you all, as you begin to walk through,
I reluctantly walk.
you see ahead of you, atop a small mound of earth that's lying in the middle of what looks to be a very wet area that would go up to barely just above each of your shoes or feet, depending on what you're wearing. In the middle of this mound, you see a massive set of scales, each with a face on it, as well as a hand underneath the scales. Let me get myself this. Scales of Wheeler Moe. So, as
And we are meant to see the 5 out of 10 on both, right?
the what? Sorry.
We are meant to see the 5 out of 10 health marker on them right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I'm not seeing something else.
No. It's just a marker of how much weight is on either.
Okay.
Currently on their scales, there is, from what you can see from this angle, nothing. It looks like both scales are empty and perfectly balanced. And as you make your ways in, you turn around just to make sure that the door is still open, and for the time being it seems like the door is still fizzled down into nothing. There is an open space behind you. What are we doing?
Yeah, I still have password trace on. Do you want us to make another stealth check if we're moving quietly, or are we still sticking with our last one?
No. You can stick with your last one. It's pretty good. Okay, turn it back on.
I previously was trying to stick toward the center of the group, but I quickened my pace just a little bit. I'm going to start moving forward.
Mm-hmm. You notice, and again, if it wasn't for the spell, there's quite a decent amount of water to the point that you are unintentionally splashing as you're moving along, but the sound is basically completely muffled. As you begin getting closer, having a better view of the scales, along the inside of the center of the scales, you can see what looks to be 3 small balls that are floating a couple of inches above each other that seem to be connected to the scales with these intricate little pinpoints and wiring that connects along them. They look like there's some kind of locks of some kind tightly locked behind this, again similar to what the pentacle looks like, this strange metal. As well, looks to be something hidden beneath the third lock, but you can't make it out too well. It looks like some kind of metallic top of some kind, but it's buried underneath.
I will take a bit of a running jump to high jump up to the top of this.
So as you quickly leap using the boots, I assume, you
Mm-hmm.
get up there with basically no real effort. And as you land, you feel the ground give way for a moment, but not enough to make you fall backward. And as you land, you feel as the rocks and earth around the area, these small little pebbles at first start to flicker and almost like of being vibrated as they move around. There's almost like a weird gravitational pull as they start to move from every point on this mound to a collected point off in the left corner. They start to cluster together very slowly and almost like form into a small ball. And then very quickly, a bundle of rocks from every corner of the cave start to collect together. What are you guys doing?
Can we keep going next week?
Mm-hmm.
Since it's getting pretty late.
Of course.
Jeez, Mosey, why don't you just put your life from next day on hold and just play all night? God.
Yeah, I've even got the week off. Come on, Mosey. God.
Heckin' normies, jeez.
Yeah.
God, just because he's got a girlfriend now, he thinks he's that cool. Doesn't take late nights.
I mean, you're the one currently living with your 8-year significant other.
I mean,
Mm.
Wait, what did you say?
And Jack, you're married.
I mean to be.
I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
No, I was just saying that Lee was like, "Oh, since you got a girlfriend, you're busy with that," and I was like, "Yeah, but you have you're living with your SO for 8 years."
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun and effort.
Effort, yeah. Effort with a capital E.
Effort with a capital everything.
Effort.
Well, since you are close enough, I will leave you with one more
Snippet.
fun bit. This. Bam.
Oh,
That.
gosh dang it.
Oh,
Stinking
more
Hebrew.
clues.
Yeah. I have it.
Yes, more
Okay.
clues that he brewed.
First part before the comma, fine.
Mm-hmm.
After that, what?
Okay, I will send it to you. That one.
Time for me to learn Hebrew by next week.
You notice it's written.
There's a Duolingo course for Hebrew, right?
Yeah.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
I was thinking that it was this, but I wasn't sure.
Mm.
So the last word is a name.
Yes.
Aha. You know what? I'm just gonna translate it
Do
to
it.
everyone. Just gonna,
So-
do this.
Oh, that's nice.
You notice as well that that writing is illuminating itself from the pentacle itself when you look up toward the scales.
Hmm. So it's something with the pentacle and the scales and all of that.
Yes.
But first I'm gonna have to climb the 10 feet up.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
So
Can I just roll a strength check now to see if I have to climb it next week?
I mean you can just I mean actually yeah, considering at the minute there is an enemy currently summoning itself, so yes.
I would provide the help action reaching my arm down to pull people up.
Roll it with advantage.
Yeah, I have -2. Yeah.
-1.
You are welcome.
You, you grab a piece and immediately somehow fall over anyway. But yeah, no.
I might as well assumingly do the same.
Great.
Yeah, I'm providing the help action for everyone climbing up.
It's a check,
Not that you need
motherfucker.
it.
Oh, what? Oh, I don't know.
It's fine, I'll let you up anyway.
I was going to say, I can re-roll if you want.
Yeah, sure, I'll let you go for near.
No, I can re-roll, that's fine.
Accept my charity, damn it.
Okay, yeah, fine, no.
It's like, no, you get on
As
the
a monk.
ground.
As a monk, can I dexterously climb up?
Like, Sonic bounce off of walls and shit and just flip your way up.
Not like Sonic, but yeah.
I am still here. I am still here to catch you if you fall.
So I will finish it all in true with, after you see that bit of information, if you translate it to character or person is up to you. Rocks from every part of the cave gather together and form an earth elemental.
Yes, I freaking knew it. Yes. God dang it.
Welcome to the primordial gate of earth, defended by the earth
Oh,
elemental.
God. God. These things are so fun.
Catch me if you can. I'm in the rocks.
Then
So we will continue next
It's okay.
time.
It's okay. It can't see us if we don't move, guys.
Incredibly
Are you sure
still.
that's how it works?
His vision's based on movement.
No, I'm just spewing out nonsense at this point.
He's hoping
He's
for the
Jurassic
best.
Parking. He's Jurassic Parking this shit.
There was a word. Oh yeah. Firstly, not next session because it would be very tough to introduce someone. But does anyone have anyone that they want to play alongside us that can actually play on a regular basis? Because
Oh, we talk about a fifth
yes,
person.
because we have a fifth slot,
Okay.
and that's
I
the
have one
max.
called
Because
Elva.
he's throwing her.
Maybe because I'm what?
Maybe because he's throwing her elementals at a bunch of normal characters.
Hey, look. No.
That's why it's slot too.
I specifically just stated not next session. So either next session you're all dead and there's a new game anyway, or you somehow survive and then you see a new person.
All I'm hearing is railroading, and you need a fifth person so the railroad can be less obvious.
Okay, excuse me. Firstly, choo choo, motherfucker. Are you having a good time? I thought so. I haven't. I've got the railroad right there, and I have a
Railroad?
desert filled with other shit. If you want to leave right now, I will say nothing. I am not railroading, you son of a beautiful bitch.
All of it is railroading. Nothing that the DM plans is not railroading. You can't fool me, Lee. It's all railroading.
Hey, look. All I'm going to say is, if you want to spoil possibly some of your own story, as well as Mosey's story, you take that up between you two. Ain't got nothing to do with it. If you die to an earth elemental,
No,
nothing
my
to do with
character my character is not leaving this freaking room, man. It's not happening.
Go kill this fucking elemental. I want to find out what's going on.
Yeah.
No, I'm always the one accused of railroading. I have to accuse my DMs of railroading. I gotta feel what it feels like.
Like, not gonna lie, if it wasn't for the fact that I know human curiosity, as well as, unless shit goes to the fan, I can't see any one of your characters in character being like, okay, yeah, no, we're dead, we gotta leave, okay, bye. curiosity will top that until they are close to death. Every time.
Yeah, every single time.
Mm.
Yep. That's what my descent over groups had to learn as they choose to go after extremely high level devils. Just like, you're railroading. I'm like, no, we're not.
Your dumbasses are chasing it. Oh,
Good times.
good times indeed. All I'm going to say is, do remember there are technically 3 more of these at least. Primordial gates come in 3 colours, 4 colours.
Uh-huh. That's good to know.
Oh, 4 colors?
Mm-hmm.
We collect them all, we become the Avatar.
Sounds like he's trying to railroad us. I think there's more than 4 guys.
Excuse me, I'll have you know that shut the fuck up. Don't ruin my plot.
We all know there's more than 4 elements. Those are just base elements.
Are you saying that I'm a basic bitch because I take insult?
No, I'm saying that you're giving us the basic while you plot other things.
I'm always plotting other things.
We've what? Well, I'm not sure if it goes for all of us, but a majority of us have watched enough anime to know that one does not simply give 4 elements without including more if they choose.
Well, you've got air, water, fire, earth. So take it as you want.
I mean, if they're all guarded by elementals, this is he changes everything. Base wise, this is probably one of the tougher ones. The base stats. Earth elementals are tough.
I will say as well that if Curiosity wasn't king, and you guys never came to this place and you went to the base camp instead, there's an entirely other thing you can do there related to the Primordial Gates too. And spoiler alert, because you'll see it anyway, it's another Primordial Gate. Who would have guessed?
So, either way, we would have gone through one of those.
I mean, it's really, again, it's entirely up to you if you do. You
I
have the
don't know,
tool.
Sounds like railroading to me.
Look,
So, in preparation, Lee, can I get a character sheet to go ahead and start making a backup character before this thing smacks me?
it takes 1 hit on you, you fall dead. So
It won't take much. These things hit hard.
I'm gonna just go and point you lot over to here. Look at the 3 clans you're currently surrounded by. You could go to any one of them right now and get yourself killed or become best friends forever. Doors are open.
I like going and getting myself killed. I haven't had a character death in a long time.
Oh, we can change that. Don't worry, Jeff. I got you, buddy.
Yeah, that's fine. It can only go for Jeff, though, because Jeff was specifically asked for it.
I mean, you see, I've got to play the DM role good. So if he somehow gets the creature to target him, fine. Otherwise, he's probably going to go for you, who goes massive, has 1 billion HP, and is very in your face. Because you're the...
I don't have 1 billion HP.
You have a lot of HP for someone 3rd level. A lot. So...
Fine.
I just have 19.
He has...
Wait, how much?
19.
19. Okay, finally, carry on.
Yeah. Connor has like fucking 43. At 3rd level.
Good God.
That's a lot.
I mean, in fairness, when I queue up my symbiotic entity, I get the 12 additional temporary hit points on top of that. So there is that. But
I mean, still though, yeah.
that's still not 43.
Oh yeah, speaking of HP and levels, you level up.
Oh shoot! Whoa. Okay. Cool.
Wait, what?
Everyone levels up.
Oh. That's nice.
I'm taking Warcaster League.
Saucy devil.
זה משהו זה חלש לזה. ולכן אני יכול, יש לי כסף, אני יכול לפגוע
You can tell Mozzie's going in depth at describing he's leveling up.
Huh?
Yeah? No,
Now I'm just explaining some stuff.
That's exactly what I
That's
said.
basically what Connor would say.
Wow. Now I'm
I
explaining about
I-
my spells and shit.
Yeah, I said Mozzie. There goes Mozzie explaining to his girlfriend what entails through his leveling up.
Yeah. Something like
Yeah. Right. Okay. So
I'm gonna level up like during the week.
Yeah.
I do half today, half some point January.
Yes.
Which for that time being, I'm going to douche canoe.
Oof.
Did you roll max?
Nearly.
Right, I'm gonna have to call it a night.
I can already see Lee's face, even though he's not in front of me.
It's fine. It's fine. 54 HP at 4th level. Fucking who cares? Fuck you. You gross OPs.
You're not a barbarian. You don't have any barbarian levels, do
He
you?
doesn't.
Good God.
That's just.
Yeah, and Lee.
Yeah. Do I? Yeah. Yeah. 55.
No,
Yeah.
56.
Yeah, fine.
Oh,
That's
nice.
fine. Basically.
Oh, you have the tough feet. That's why.
Basically, max. You die. Fine. That's fine. I don't care. Fucking whatever. Just because you're impossible to kill now at such a level, and I don't want to be the dick who makes a super impossible fight against his party. But that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. If you guys end up fighting a lich next week, all I'm saying is it's got nothing to do with what just happened.
Hey, my wild shapes can swim now. Not that that really helps me, but.
Well, no, not in this
It can
occasion,
swim
but
Hey, Lee,
However,
I
there
said
were those
I was
holes in
gonna
the
put-
water. I could just turn into a goldfish and just swim down the hole.
you won't catch me. Whee! What was that?
I
Connor?
said I was playing the tank, so you know.
No,
I'm
no, I
playing the
know.
role.
Like, all jokes aside, like, you are perfectly fit for it health-wise. Because, technically, if you fail a save and all that, depending on what the effect is, if your HP mitigates any problems that come from not having a great save, then cool. Your AC is already pretty decent, so you're fine against being hit. I mean,
I can choose another spell to repel.
you're doing the tank roll pretty good.
Hell to the yeah.
And
Hey.
Oh,
So,
yes?
what is when you get big, Carrick? What does it give you? I can't remember what bonuses it gives
do you want me to get it up for you, Jeff?
Connor? We have
Yeah,
company.
get it up for me, bigger way.
We have company, Connor. Don't be so obscene.
There you go, Jeff.
Advantage on strength checks and saves. He becomes large. One attack a turn with the weapon run. Strike goes 1d6. And yeah.
Okay. If target is creature, if they.
Ability score important.
So while you're in that state, I'm gonna go ahead and prepare enlarge reduce. I can make you huge and
Oh.
give you some more bonuses.
Oh, Jeff.
Yeah.
All I'm going to say is, considering this is, again, like I said before, until you guys leave this place anyway, it's a different story, but when you guys reach the open worlds, the jungles and all that, you're going to have to fight dinosaurs and shit. All I'm imagining is Carrick just being this tiny thing and then suddenly a T-Rex, and you guys are like, oh no, whatever will we do? And then Carrick's fucking body slamming a T-Rex.
I mean, eventually I'm gonna get polymorph, and then we will
Oh god.
But
legitimately be T-Rex.
mud wrestling a T-Rex.
Come here, big boy.
It's
Something like that.
it's either that or I just reduce the T-Rex.
It's
So there is
basically
that
the
as well.
it's basically the scene from Avengers: Civil War. Ant-Man going big. Oh my god, the small guy just went big.
Big boy now.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a night, so I'll see you next week.
Bye,
Yeah.
my dude. Don't
I
forget to
think
level
we're
up.
making our way up anyway.
Element. Right, bye.
Bye.
Wee boy.
Good night.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go to sleep too, so
Goodbye, my
good night.
dude.
Good one.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. So
Bye.
Connor, when I do that, when I enlarge you even further, I mean, you grow in size. You already have advantage on strength checks, but you'll get an extra D4
Oh,
on top of
holy
your
shit.
rolling your damage.
So does the what? So basically, will I have to roll two extra? Well,
No,
then one d6,
you'd roll
or
a
do I
d6
combine?
once per turn and a d4 all times, I
Yeah.
believe.
Oh,
You're basically getting the equivalent of a D10 extra damage between the two.
pretty much. Hell yeah. That is pretty
But better
fucking
than a
easy.
D10 because your base you can do is 2.
Mm.
Yeah, pretty much. Like hot
I'm
diggity
gonna.
damn.
I think all my level up stuff is done. I'm gonna hop off here, guys.
Okie dokie.
Yeah,
So,
I'm just deciding whether I want to get a feat or level up my ability score.
I mean, to be fair, a lot of yours are pretty good as is, so abilities, I
Yeah.
mean.
Hmm. Which the reason I'm debating it is because I could just level up an ability because feat wise, yeah, there's things that I could benefit from, but at the same time, I feel my character wouldn't need a proper feat just yet this early into the game.
Hmm.
If you get what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'd happily take it, but at the same time, I feel my character doesn't necessarily need it.
Hmm. How's about we go for some trickery then?
Trickery.
Because I will not spoil any story. You can assume whatever you like. You're about to fight an elemental, and similar because you have your own runic shit going on. When you defeat the elemental, you can absorb a part of its essence. Because you do have elemental stuff, don't you? Or am I imagining that?
1 second, let me read over. You talking about the runic carvings?
Yes. Basically your class
Technically,
abilities.
technically, yes.
Yeah, stone, fire, etc.
Yeah. I can read them all out. Cloud rune, fire rune, frost rune, hill rune, which is 7th level or higher, and stone rune as well as the storm rune, which is 7th level or higher, which the storm and hill are for both 7th level or higher.
Mm.
And looking at it, it's because of the stuff that it does. Which the hill rune, the rune's magic bestows resilience reminiscent of a hill giant. Whilst wearing or carrying an object that bears this rune, you have advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. You have resistant damage against poison damage. In addition, you can invoke the rune as a bonus action, gaining resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for 1 minute.
Mm.
And then as for the storm rune, it's just basically using this rune you can glimpse the future like the storm giant seer. Whilst carrying an object inscribed with this rune, you have advantage on intelligence arcana checks, and you can't be surprised as long as you aren't incapacitated. In addition, you can invoke the rune as a bonus action to enter a prosthetic state for 1 minute, or until you're incapacitated. Until the state ends, when you or another creature you can see within 60 feet makes an attack roll, a saving roll, or ability check, you can use your reaction to cause the roll to have advantage or disadvantage. You can once you invoke this rune, you can't do so until you finish a short or long rest. Blah blah blah.
Mm.
But yeah, as you've already seen, I have the stone rune and the fire rune currently equipped, and I get my third rune at 7th level, and then the 4th at 10th level, and the 5th at 15th level.
Um, I'll have to think on it because I've got a bit of trickery.
I
If
was
you
gonna say you don't have to do
Oh no,
trickery.
no, 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 no. Yes, of course I have to do trickery. Come on, any opportunity.
Because all I was gonna say is I was main reason I was leaning towards mainly ability. Well, leveling up abilities is because um, I could increase my strength to 18 just for the sake of increasing my
Damage output.
pretty much what I can do with my strength saves and etc.
Well,
But
if you come
at the
up
same
with a
time,
feat before next week,
I do have a feat though that I would probably go for if I decide against it. I've already got my stuff in check. It was just me sort of like balancing between the two of like, what would I want to go for? Which I'm looking at Charger. Which should probably be the most suited to my character.
use a dash, bonus action, make a melee attack or shove. You move at least 10 feet. Gain plus 5 to attack damage, which is that will push the target up to 10 feet away. I mean, if I'm being honest, if I'm being honest, I would probably, if you met those conditions under normal circumstances, let you do it anyway. Maybe not the extra damage, but the shoving thing.
Yeah, the main reason, the +5 to damage roll is the main reason I was looking at it, because the only other thing I would have gone with that wouldn't have maybe been, Charger. Might have been mobile, but that doesn't really, for me it doesn't feel like it translates much sense into my character to how he is. And even then, it's debatable about going Sentinel, but it just feels a bit. Yeah, if I wanted, I could just change my fighting stance and get Sentinel anyway, or the closest thing to it, which is which is protection. Well, protection as well as what's the other one? I can't remember the other one, but I swear there's another one that's basically Sentinel, but a fighter stance you can take.
Yeah. Right, I've got to go pee like crazy. I'm going to leave it here. If you do come up with a feat that you are just like yes before next week, let me know, or just do it as per.
Will do.
If not, I will be tinkering with something based on your
That's fine.
rune fun.
I'm not sure if did you get my Discord message like from the other day?
Yep.
Nice. I thought I'd give you that heads up because I've been tinkering with it for a while and sort of like I said in my message, I had days of where I just lacked the inspiration or be like, I'll look at it and be like, yeah, I've got nothing that I feel like I can add to this in my current state.
There will be days where it's just splurged out. Mostly when you're working, I know that much. Like, same for me.
Yeah.
You're just there like, damn
this time, I managed to see it through, and I also stuck with sort of like a dialect that, it's like a diary to a degree, rather than just being in third person, being the storyteller describing the character. This time I'm just being the character himself describing his ordeals. And the reason why I wanted to get it done was because just so I can give you some gap fillers that you could just be like, oh, okay, yeah, this makes sense of why Connor said this while he was in character, and it also makes sense of why he's also set himself like this and this on his character sheet.